everybody, and welcome to Top Comics to Pre-Order in a Flash. I'm Andy.
I'm Matt.
We're here with Infinity Flux Comics out of Chattanooga, Tennessee. And this is our really quick show where we show you some of the biggest and best books that you can pre-order by this weekend when you head over to infinityflux.net. Go head over there, follow along, pre-order the books that you think look like something you might like.
Yeah.
And we've got some really interesting ones this week. Once again, a little bit light on the DC. But they're still present. There's still some cool stuff coming out.
Yeah.
But Marvel and Indie definitely swinging hard. So we're going to start off with
Venomverse Reborn #1. Now, this sounds like there are going to be multiple stories in each one of these books, because in this one, there's going to be a story about the murder of the Avengers by one of their own. There's going to be a story about Venom from Insomniac's Spider-Man 2 game
that's cool.
going up against Null, which sounds awesome. And then the stage gets set for all of the stories spinning out of the ongoing Venom series. So it sounds like there may be one overarching story and then other, one-shot stories in each issue.
Yeah, I like the idea of the Insomniac game having a story.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man number 52. Now, this cover may look slightly familiar. Of course, homaging Amazing Spider-Man 300. But this is at least our first cover appearance of the Spider-Goblin. But we don't know, maybe in issue 51 if we start seeing Spider-Goblin, but this is definitely going to be the main kickoff for this story arc that sounds like it's going to be called Easy Being Green. And it's going to involve Peter turning into the Spider-Goblin, who they say is the most powerful villain in the Marvel Universe, so we'll have to find out. But what's up with this new era of Spider-Man and Spider-Goblin? You'll have to check it out here in Amazing Spider-Man number 52.
Next is Blood Hunt #4. We haven't got #2 yet, but #4 is already on FOC. In this one, Doctor Strange and Clea court a dreaded ally, and Hunter's Moon and Tigra do the same, but can that ally be trusted? And also, the Avengers are given the battle that they sorely crave in order to avenge their fallen friends.
Next up, speaking of Blood Hunt, we have Dracula #2. I'm very excited about this one because we saw in the first one, Dracula has come to Bloodline, the daughter of Blade. But what is he seeking? It sounds like he's going to be demanding a sacrifice, and they're going to be needing a priest, a lawyer, and someone who can come face to face with the devil. Well, you can package all three inside Daredevil, so Daredevil is going to be appearing in this. Very excited to see how he factors into the story.
Next is a new series from Image called Self-Help. This is about a down-on-his-luck rideshare driver named Jerry Hauser. Every person he picks up in his car tells him how much he looks like this successful self-help guru named Darren Hart. But as for a twist of fate, Jerry is given the chance of a lifetime, but one that may also end his life.
Next up, we have Remote Space. This is written, drawn, everything by Cliff Rathburn. You may recognize that name because he was the colorist on Walking Dead, who did the grayscales. He worked on Invincible, a fantastic artist in his own right. And in this, it's set in 2450, where humanity has split into kind of two evolutionary paths, one that used technology augmentation and the other used genetics. But to save humanity, they're going to have to come back together and work together. Sounds really cool. It's going to be a 4-issue miniseries.
Next is Action Comics number 1066. So this is going to be House of Brainiac Part 5. We just got 1065, which was Part 3 this week. But this one, the Brainiac Queen is finally alive. Brainiac has created his masterpiece, and Superman and his family are witness to a cosmic horror unlike anything they've ever seen. We learn the true history of Brainiac, and Lobo is going to have to figure out, whose side is he on before all hell breaks loose.
Next up, we have Misery #1, and this is actually our next. We just got Monolith this week. Our next entry in the new Spawn miniseries they're doing, and this follows Cyan, who is the daughter of Wanda Fitzgerald and Al Simmons' Spawn. We've seen her since the very beginning of Spawn, but she has been endowed with her own powers, and we're going to start following her on her journey into darkness. So sounds really interesting for this character who's been around as long as Spawn's been around.
And next is Ultimate Spider-Man #6. So this one's cool because Marco Cicchetto is back on art, and this is the conclusion of the first story arc for this series. Spider-Man finally confronts the Kingpin, who has been controlling the flow of information. Been working with the Makers Council to do that. And he is just the first domino that's going to have to be toppled to end the Makers regime.
Interesting. And lastly, we've got High on Life, number one. You may have heard of this. It is a video game done by a lot of the creators of Rick and Morty. It's kind of got that sense of humor. And this is a sequel comic to the game. So we're following a bounty hunter who had to save the Earth from an invasion. And now a new threat comes to Earth. So if you like that really out there, zany, weird characters, you will like this. And that is it for Top Comics 2 Preorder No Flash. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, head over to infinityflux.net right now where you can pre-order these books we talked about. Plus, there's tons of other things you can do while you're there. Other books to look at, variants, all that good stuff. And stay tuned for our show coming up on Friday. We'll be going over these books, plus their variants, plus a lot of other books in a little bit longer show. So, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, see ya.